Welcome back to the shop. We're back here, we're getting posted up. We're working on this mower deck some more. A lot of small details that take a lot of time, but they're worth doing. As anything that's worth doing, it's hard. Working on the front roller here, which obviously you can't see because it's not there. These were all wallered out. If you didn't catch up on the last episode, go back to the channel and check it out. Today we're going to make it not wallered out. So I actually cut these off, welded new plates in, punched new holes, and got these things anti-wallered out. So made a new pin because the old one, as you can see, has seen many better days. So this is all looking great, but there's no roller on it, so we're going to take care of that next. If you notice, I have some yellow paint on here. I just sprayed it with spray can just to kind of see what we were working with as far as the metal finishing goes. You can kind of see the waves and bumps and stuff from the repairs. This is not a show car, this is just supposed to be a mower deck, but obviously if you can alleviate that as much as you can, that's the idea. The paint just kind of gives you a good reflection to do that, so that's the main reason for doing that. Everything looks pretty good enough for what I'm looking for this thing, so that's why we're going to continue doing this. So as you can see, we have the bare mower deck. We're going to basically pre-assemble everything for just weird little things like this, where as you're cutting stuff off and re-welding stuff, even if it's, you know, 1/64 of an inch off, you know, those little differences, you know, might make the correct size bolt here hit the roller or something like that. So the more you can do before it's painted and done, the better it is, just because, quite frankly, it takes all the guesswork out of it. So we're not too far off, but we're going to keep going here. The roller here, I did double check the parts catalog. It is the same part number from this one to the one that mounts underneath the mower deck that mounts here. It is the same part number, so what we're going to do is make them the same. So being that this is a 1963 mower deck, and I think 1964-ish, they were the same way, and to be honest with you, it might be all the way up through 67 until they went to 140, that these rollers were actually made out of wood. I don't know if the polymer technology with plastics just wasn't there back at that time, but these were actually wooden. So the cool part is you can buy them online at you know, restoration places that makes parts for these things, but that's kind of easy and anyone can do that. So I ended up looking, and I thought I had some wooden ones, and I did, for $1.40. I don't know if these are Amish built because of being here in Lancaster or what, but I have a couple of these things. I'm not really sure why I have them or where they came from. I'm pretty sure they came from an auction years ago, but this is why you hoard things. So if you think to yourself next time you're in the shop and say, nah, I'll never use that, you need to hold on to that, because one day you too might use that in 30 years from now. So I'm gonna machine these down to the proper size. So this is the original wooden one. You can see here for back here, this actually is still in existence here. What I'd like to do is possibly reuse this one underneath, because you don't really see it, but it would be kind of cool to have this like absolutely perfect mower deck and kind of a cleaned up version of this, but have the original wooden roller underneath it. So that's what we're probably going to do on the back roller, but on the front roller I'm going to have to turn this into this. So you versus the guy she said not to worry about, but we're going to make the guy she said not to worry about into you. So we will chuck it up in the lathe and turn it down to the right diameter and then cut it off to the right length. So we shall go do that now, and we will continue on with this, and I'll hopefully have it mounted on the front soon. Alright, now as you can see here, I got my wooden roller here. Turned it down on the lathe, cut it down to the right size. Came out pretty good. I have no idea, I don't really do woodworking, but I have no idea what kind of wood that was or is, or what I'm going to do to finish it as far as, you know, sealing or whatever, but it's the correct style wood front wheel on the front of this. I just put some pins in it, that way it doesn't fall off. Whenever we go to assemble it, obviously we'll do the correct cotter pins. That looks great, and we'll continue moving on. I'm probably going to do the back pin, the back roller pin, because obviously I'm going to try to clean this up as best as I can. It's got like 6 years of grass growing on it. As you can see, the back pin is just as worn as the front one, but luckily the actual mounting plates are still nice and not wallered out. So I'm gonna probably clean these up, remount them, make a new pin, and remount this. Like I said, I think it'd be fun just to leave the original piece on it, just since it's still there, and it's not like it's wore out too bad, which is actually pretty impressive. But clean it up some, maybe refinish it, as wood people say. Do that for the back. We'll do that next. And then after that, what we're going to have to do is do all the stuff in here, including the tensioner spring and strap on the either pulley. So got a new spring here and new belt. It's going to suck, but I might just reassemble it with all the correct and act like fully assemble it with the pulleys and everything on the bearings, because otherwise I just want to make sure all the tensioner setup is correct and working properly. So again, this is a little overkill for what this is, but I guess I don't know, it's worth doing, I think, in my opinion. So we shall continue moving on. Alright, so we got everything kind of back reassembled for mock-up, if you will. Put the spindles in, either pulley on a slot, either pulley on an arm, drive pulley. I don't have any of these really that tight or spec'd, you know, perfect, but for what we're doing, I just want to make sure this belt works, this tensioner setup all works, everything works fine. I got the roller in the bottom, new pin made for that. So really at this point, other than the wheels here, which are really just bolted on, no big deal. Those are not the correct ones, but we shall fix that. Really, other than bolting the top cover on and the wheels and the two top arms, which again are just kind of bolt on, everything's looking real good. Everything went together well. I happen to have most of the correct style bolts and stuff to put this back together. Eventually we're going to replace the bearings in these, or clean these up and detail them. More than likely just replace them, but we shall see. Other than putting this spring on here, this is how the belt goes. I just wanted to make a note. Snap-on SPRG, this is 618. I believe the other one is a 620. Highly recommend the 620 or 625 number. It's probably 625. This is the small one. I didn't know that they made two versions of it, but get the bigger one. But also for things like this, it's just fine. But if you don't know, this is a spring puller or pusher. So if this thing would ever focus, you can pull with the hook or push with the little notch in the front. So for things like this, you can simply grab it, we'll see if I can do this one handed. And voila. This thing pays for itself. It doesn't really mar up the spring when you're dealing with nice stuff, but it allows you to get into things like that. So if you don't know, you do now. Go back through my channel and watch some of my other tool videos. Probably more on that soon, but definitely get you one of these. I know my good buddy Derek, I know he has one on his service truck. Shout out to him. So yeah, so this brand new spring looks like it's all fine. This piece here I was a little concerned about, but I think we should be okay. Not really sure what all to do about it, but everything works well. This is nice and tight. Nothing too crazy here. So I'll put the top cover on, just triple check everything, and then really it's just taking it back apart and sending it off to powder coat. So as far as the actual mower deck goes, so with that then I'm also going to be restoring the front draft plate cover. So that is this piece. So this goes down here and pivots. No real big deal on this. We'll get this powder coated as well. The only thing I will say is that this is special on a 63 mower deck. So on the later ones, there was little indents here for this pin. Has this little latch to keep it from turning, and so what they did was they put a little indent here for this to go over here and land. It's really not necessary. I still don't know how they did it, but they did, and 63s were smooth from what I've been told. With that, so like that would imply that this would be correct. However, on the back, these have little rub plates welded onto them on either side. This is what I would believe like a 64, 65-ish roughly draft plate before they went to the dimples in the front. So for a 63, they did not have these. So because I don't have one that came with this mower deck, I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to take these off, grind it smooth to where you can't tell that they were ever on there, and then in theory this should be correct 63 mower deck draft plate. If you know more than I do and you're saying that that is incorrect, put it down in the comments. I'd like to hear about it, and I would love to see your proof as to why that is correct. But from all the 63 experts that I've been talking to, that is the correct way, is smooth on the front and no straps in the back. So I'll get these knocked off before we get this to powder coat, and we'll get all this powder coated all together. Again, I don't really have a tractor to put this on, so I'm just basically doing all this to where if somebody was to have a nice 63 all restored and they wanted to purchase this, they could, and simply put it right onto their tractor and not need anything besides the mower drive on the right side of the tractor, and everything else would go on, and it would in theory be correct. So if that is you, feel free to let me know. This will be for sale whenever it's done, probably 10 years from now when you're watching this. I'm sorry if it's sold, but this is here. Probably won't find too much of a nicer one out there. If your 63 doesn't have one, this would be a good mower deck for you. Really, that's about all we're going to do for this video. I think that's enough. Simple stuff, nothing too complicated. Again, it is just a mower deck, but I like to go through this process, and it's a lot of work to put it all together, just take it right back apart. However, I'd much rather do it now than find out this is wrong or that's wrong or that doesn't fit or whatever after it's all nice and shiny and I don't want to scratch it. So here we are, and probably the next time you're going to see this, hopefully soon, this will all be nice and shiny yellow and ready to be bolted back together. So if you're new here, feel free to give me a like down below, and give me a subscribe button if you want to follow along with this. And just because this project is finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, don't think that for 1 second I'm going to just be done. We shall be doing a lot more projects that are sitting right over there, but can't show that yet. Gotta keep the suspense. Follow along and we'll keep on keeping on.